Have you ever seen a posting on Facebook or even on Crexy or LoopNet or something that catches your interest, but you're not sure if you want to take the time to actually sit down and underwrite it and discover if it's a deal or not deal, right? Like you're just kind of on the fence. Maybe you're interested, maybe you're not. Well, what if I could show you in the next 5 to 10 minutes how to use AI to look at the deal, look at the competitions around that deal, and figure out where market rates are and underwrite it really quickly at kind of a back of the napkin way before you decide to move forward and actually dig into it on your own. Now, what I'm about to show you in the next couple of minutes is literally going to be a lot of work that you would normally do. Probably take 30 minutes or more of work if you're really efficient on underwriting a quick property. Now, this is surface level. Please, what you see here, do not take as the gospel as truth. You have to do your own research before you submit any information because AI can lie, and we want to make sure we're not making mistakes with our money, right? So today we're going to take a posting that I just found. Let me see if I can find it here. Here's what it said. That was it. Somebody made it on Facebook, had pictures. I looked at it, I was like, hey, that's cool. I'm curious where this is, how the market rents are. There's no address on it. It just says kind of where it is in Arkansas, but that's it. That broker didn't say anything else. So we're going to use AI to tell us where it is. And then we're going to have it do a market comps. And then we're going to look at what this one's at and what we think we can get out of it, if it is a value add play or not, and run some quick numbers. So here's how we're going to do it. So one of the first things I like to do is use ChatGPT 03. Now you're watching this in the future. There's maybe other models out there right now. 4.0 is like the common one that most people are using. I'm going to use 03 because it does some advanced reasoning. Like it says, it takes longer, but it's really good at what it does. So let's prompt it. So let's add our photos. So there's the post, and then we'll add the photos of the property so it can try to look for those online, find it, and then let's prompt it. You're going to help me try to find where this property is based on the information I gave you in the uploads. I'm not sure of the address or the business name. Please try to find it for me. I'm very interested in this property and would like to do some underwriting if we can figure out where it is. Once you've completed that task, come back for more. Okay, that's all we're going to say. So let's see what happens. Now this might take a little while. It might be really quick. We'll see how hard it is for it to find it. If the longer reasoning times start happening, I'll pause it, but I think it should be able to find this pretty quick. Okay, now let's see. All right, so now it's saying, I think I found it. It's about to spit out its answer. Let's see. Boom. Okay. 23. Let's try it. Let's check. Okay. That looks right. It's sourcing it here. Looks like we got their actual website. Yep. Looks like we can figure out what they're currently charging. 50, 80, 100, boat storage. Okay, so let's double check it. Let's look at the maps to make sure it found the right thing. Those look like storage. Well, I think it found it. What do you think? Let's take a look. Look at the photos. See this photo here? What do you think? That's it, right? So it found it. Cool. So now we're off to the races. So we've got the right property. It gave some addresses. It gave some sources, so we know it's good. Now here's what we're going to do. We're going to have it look at our competitors in the market and do a little underwriting based on where the market is and if we got this property to market rents at 75% occupancy. But the first thing we want to do is one kind of difficult task for it. This is going to take a little bit. So we're going to want to ask it to find our 5 local competitors and tell us what the average per square foot rate is in that marketplace. Because it's a little bit rural, right? It doesn't look like it's a dense urban area. Where are we at here? Outside of Little Rock? Yeah. So we're going to have it check 5. So let's do that. Let's prompt it. Great job. Now I want you to look at the 5 local competitors, go directly to their websites and pull their rent rates. Tell me what they're charging and find out the average so that we can discover what this property potentially could do and whether or not it's below current market rates. Once you've done that, come back. I have another job for you. That's all we're going to do. So we're going to go find out. Now this one's going to probably take a little bit because it's going to go search the web, it's going to search everywhere it can to find out who our competitors are. Who those 5 competitors are, go directly to their website and find it. When you do this, a lot of times you want to prompt it to make sure it doesn't go to like Sparefoot or selfstorage.com, one of the third-party sites, that Sparefoot owns most of those. You want to make sure it avoids that and goes directly to the site, because directly to the site is typically what they're going to get paid, right? Like that's the normal rate. There's no special or anything like that on Sparefoot. So it's going to go find out right now. So I'm going to pause this video while it thinks, and then we'll get back to it. Okay, so here's what it found. Pulled up ours and then our competitor rates. Okay, and then it kind of made a nice little table for us just based on what this property has, because we saw on their website for when it comes to their units under roof, right? It was 5 by 10, 10 by 10, 10 by 20, if I remember right. So it shows kind of where we at and then gives us some takeaways, okay? All right, so now that we have that information, now we want to know if we got this property to market rents, where would we be? If your business plan is something different, like you're like, hey, this is small, I would add another 90,000 square feet. We'll prompt it for that, say what you would approximately pay in the market rents, and have it quickly give you some underwriting. Again, this is back of the napkin stuff just to get us started if we want to move forward on a property after 5 minutes of looking at it without wasting a bunch of time. That's the purpose of this. Okay, so let's just say, thank you. So if I bought this property at the purchase price and I got it to 80% occupancy with 20% vacancy, and I had 80% at market rates, well, the 20% was still vacant. By the way, be very clear when you're speaking to it or you're prompting it, because if you just say 80%, it might assume that 20% is still there or whatever, so just be very specific. How would my return on investment be at the purchase price that they're asking right now after 24 months? Tell me what my gross revenue would be based on market comps for rental rates. Remember, 80% occupancy, 20% vacancy. All right, now I think we're pretty clear on that. We'll see how it comes back and what it says. Okay, one thing, it came back. It gave us what we wanted. I asked it for a return on investment, which is a stupid statement because I didn't give it any debt, how much down payment, things like that, what interest rates are. So that was my bad. But again, you can go back, you can remove it, but I'm going to keep the video moving forward. Speak to it how you want to speak to it, but here's where we're at. So here's what it used, purchase price, the comps, okay, revenue at 80% occupancy. So if you're 80% occupied, you got 25,000 square foot occupied, 70 cents, which is the average that it's finding. Here's your annual gross rent if you got it to that point. Some more detailed, I'm not going to get into it. And then essentially it said, hey, you didn't say anything about expense ratio. You should probably think about that. And it says industry typical 32, 38, which I agree with. It's usually in there right around that, depending on what state you're in and insurance costs and all that. But anyways, so here's your estimated NOI. So 211, 65% profit when you put in your expenses, and here's where you're at. Okay, so unlevered yield on ask. So if you pay cash, this is what your rate would be at. Now I'm going to give it one more prompt just to wrap this up, to kind of get that straightened out, because I didn't give it a very good prompt. But you do you. But this is again just for back of the napkin math. So let's figure this out. Thanks. Now let's talk about this. So if I put 25% down, the interest rates currently are 7.5%. It's a 20-year note with a 5-year balloon. I purchased it at this price. How can I make an additional $1 million on my exit price? What would I have to get the NOI to? Just an idea, right? So if I do this, I want to make $1 million on this property. What do I have to do to get there? Is it possible? We'll find out. Now let's ask it one more thing. So we said, what do I have to do to get the NOI there? That's the only thing was speak to text. I'm going to edit this a little bit. Do you think that's realistic? And can I get it there? Or will I have a hard time making my $1 million on exit. So again, just a little bit more, you put in you. I'm just having fun with this video. I wouldn't actually probably do all this, but I'm just doing it because we're shooting a quick video. It's fun to just kind of bounce ideas off it. But again, talk to your mentors, talk to people who are actually in the business and follow what they say, okay? Okay, here's the fun part. So it came back. $1 million equity question. I'm not going to read all this to you. You can see it, but I'll just cruise through it. First thing, they're just going to give us a couple levers we could pull to try to hit that based on an exit, right? So it knows at a 6.75 cap, we need to have a NOI of 197. So how do we get to these numbers? Well, first thing, it says occupancy, go from 80 to 93%. Okay, that'll give you $23,000 annual. You can do a rate alignment. Okay, bring your average from 60 to 72 cents. Okay, that's one thing you can do. Ancillary revenue, expenses, mini expansion. Okay, so it talks about just adding other things which you could do based on the rate. So it's really cool just kind of brainstorming, right? Again, we're like 10 minutes into this and it's pretty straightforward, pretty simple. Okay, so capital and cash flow check. It's going to tell you, okay, as is after year 2. It doesn't really matter where this ends out. I just want you to see that we can use it to run quick numbers that you're going to double check, but we're going to do this. So is it doable? Okay, now remember I said kind of be the bad guy. Tell me why it might not be. So here's what bottom line. A clear execution heavy path exists. Push NOI past 190 to 200 inside 2 years, giving a realistic shot at $3 million exit at $1 million plus equity pop. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do on this. I just want you to realize that you can use AI to run quick numbers instead of sitting down and looking at the competitors, trying to figure out what the market rate is, or running a paid report through like a Radius Plus, which you probably want to do when you start making offers or you're under contract. You want to really dig into the numbers. Well, then you're going to do that. But this might be a horrible deal and you don't know. So that's why I'd like to use this is just kind of a quick underwriting to take a look and see if I want to move forward and have a conversation with this broker and get more information on it. Hopefully you found this video useful, valuable, and fun. I hope you go out and play around with it, try it. Don't trust it. Just use it as a tool. Trust your numbers and your mentors to guide you in the right way. Okay, we'll see you in the next video.